Welcome back. Bridging the partisan divide. Senate Republicans cannot secure the votes to only repeal Obamacare next week. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer hinting at both sides coming together to get something done. Listen.
I would remind everyone that in that proposal, there's a two-year delay. A two-year delay which would give us the opportunity to work out a complete replacement on a bipartisan basis with our Democratic friends.
The door to bipartisanship is open right now, not with repeal, but with an effort to improve the existing system. The door is open right now. Republican leadership only needs to walk through it.
But a new ABC Washington Post poll out this week shows that 52% think that the Democratic Party just stands for being against the president. Only 37% believe that the Democratic Party stands for something. I want to bring in 32 Advisors CEO, Measure co-founder, and Fox News contributor, Robert Wolf in New York. Robert, good to see you.
Great to see you, Maria.
What do you think? I mean, you see these numbers on the poll.
Yep.
People see what's going on the left. There's all this obstructionism.
Yep.
Are they going to participate in any kind of governing? What are the chances that the senators work together on health care?
Great. So a few things. One, I'm completely with you that we should not be the anti-Trump party. The Democrats need to stand for something. That doesn't mean we shouldn't have our battles at times with the president, and at times we should make sure we're supporting the president. With respect to health care, listen, I think the Republicans went for it. They went for the 50-vote quick win reconciliation. It didn't get done. Now we have to go to a bipartisan approach. You're going to need 60 votes. And there's a few things we have to work together on quickly, especially with respect to health care. One's the opioid crisis. There is no question everyone would stand for more funding. Number two is the individual marketplace. The mandate's not working. We need to change the individual marketplace. And so those two aspects absolutely can be passed in a bipartisan way. And health care is something we need to do together. It's 20% of the economy. How can we not do it one way versus the other? Obviously, when President Obama did it, they got 60 Democratic votes. This time around, they tried to get 50 Republican votes. It's time that we actually get the process working together, especially on health care.
So where were Democrats in this process? Why weren't they involved in working with Republicans to come up with ideas for fixing the exchanges? We didn't see them doing it.
Yeah, well, John, you know why they weren't involved, because the Republicans tried to do a reconciliation process and only worked with their 52 senators. That's a fact, as you know. And actually, even within the party, they only worked with about 50.
That sounds like the way they passed Obamacare. It's like the way they passed Obamacare.
Well, no, that's not accurate. They had a committee. They had over 60 meetings in committee with Republicans and Democrats. They just couldn't get together. But it went through a true committee process. This didn't go through a committee process. They tried to do a reconciliation. And whether we like it or not, the President Trump's Rose Garden ceremony will be his mission accomplished ceremony.
But wait, Robert, I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, I don't think there were any Republicans who voted yes on Obamacare.
They didn't, but it went through a real process. It didn't go through a reconciliation.
Part of it did.
It didn't go through a reconciliation.
By the way, we just need to point out, Robert, the Democrats control 60 votes in the Senate after President. Right, so they didn't have to do reconciliation.
Just like the Republicans control 50 today, and they did not have to go to 60 votes, and they did not get their 50 votes.
But, Robert, what happened with this health care bill, particularly in the Senate, this was the Democrats' strategy, and maybe they saw it all along, that these Republicans, some of them are tax and spend liberals, quite frankly, and they weren't going to be able to come together for anything. So all the Democrats have to do is stand back, and now that it's failed, they can come in and say, okay, we're just going to spend more money to fix Obamacare. Ultimately, do you think that's what we get? It's not really anything that's conservative or Republican. It is Obamacare, just with more money.
Yeah, I would respectfully disagree. I think there are ways to fix the system, and you're going to need both sides to get there. And certainly the mandate's not working. You have to figure out how to get more insurance companies involved, crossing state lines. There are things that you can get 60 votes on. If you look right now, there are some of the former governors who are senators that were in the swing states, Joe Manchin, Mark Warner, and those type of people, and from both sides, that are starting to work together. Everyone knows that to get to 60 votes, you have to bring things together. and everyone wants health care costs to start, the cost of health care to lower. So there are absolute fixes that need to be. That being said, whether the Democrats won with 60 votes or the Republicans were now trying to win with 50 votes, when something's 1/5 of the economy, we have to figure out on a bipartisan basis. And so you and I can agree to disagree, but I both think we agree that we need to get some of these fixes done.
All right, we'll leave it there. Robert, great to have your insights as always. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Robert Wolf in New York. We'll take a